workers gathered in Chicago in the USA on the 1st of May 1886 requesting their work shift be limited to 8 hours a day, thus marking a memorable day in world history. More than 1,000 workers initially engaged in the protest, but as it progressed into its third day, the number of protesters grew to over 65,000. 3rd of May 1886 was to be the most decisive day of the protest. Following influence from employers, armed policemen opened fire on protesters claiming the lives of 4 workers. Workers once again gathered at the Haymarket Square, reacting angrily to the attack carried out the previous day. A policeman was killed in a bomb attack that followed a heated argument between police officers and workers. The fight aggravated, eventually claiming the lives of 6 policemen in what was termed as the Haymarket Massacre. Augustus Spice, Albert Pardons, Adolf Fischer, George Engels, Samuel Fielding, Louis Lung, Michael Stewart and Osaka Nibe, who led the demonstration, were taken into custody. Osaka Nibe was sentenced to 15 years in prison, while Samuel Fielding and Michael Stewart were sentenced to life in prison. The other 5 labor leaders were sentenced to death. The International Labour Organization, which convened in 1889, decided to commemorate their comrades who sacrificed their lives in the struggle to obtain an 8-hour work shift. Accordingly, May 1st was announced as the International Workers' Day, or commonly known as May Day, dedicated to observing the rights and privileges of the working class. Sri Lanka held its first May Day commemoration event in 1927 under the leadership of E. A. Gunasinghe, who is considered the father of the labour movement in the country. However, the first May Day rally in Sri Lanka was held in 1933. The rally, which was attended by several workers, commenced from Price Grounds in Colombo and proceeded up to the Galle Face Green. However, it is the Sri Lanka Samasamaja Party that is honoured with holding the first May Day rally organised by a political party. This was in the year 1936. The year 1956 marked a milestone in the country's May Day history. This is because the Labour Minister of the then Bandaranaike government, T.B. Ilangaratne, took the initiative to declare the 1st of May as a government holiday. How does May Day, which has now transformed into a means of fulfilling petty political objectives, differ from the May Day which is set aside exclusively for the working class after much suffering and bloodshed?
May Day this year, as in many previous years, will be organized largely by political parties. None of those political parties are going to organize May Day on the basis of the traditions of the working class of this country. They will all do it to one degree or another in pursuance of their own present political aims and objectives.